Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're here today. If you run a local business or maybe you work in a neighborhood shop, you know the exact feeling. The second an English-speaking customer walks through your door, it's like a clock just starts ticking in your head. You want to help, you obviously want to make a sale, but sometimes that language barrier just makes you freeze up completely. Well, today, we're diving into a toolkit to turn those literal moments of panic into smooth, confident customer service interactions. We're going to explore what we like to call shop geography.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's exactly how we're going to map out your shop's geography today. We'll be looking at knowing your shop, answering the customer, the pointing words, pinpointing with prepositions, and finally, we'll wrap it up with the point and walk rule.
All right, setting the stage with Section 1, knowing your shop, mapping your space.
I want you to take a second right now and just visually map your own environment as we read through these foundational vocabulary words. Just look around your shop. First up, we have the counter, your home base, el mostrador. Then there's the shelf or shelves, where your products actually live. Next is the aisle. That's the walkway right between those shelves. And definitely don't forget the window or display, right? That's the view that brings people inside. We also have the entrance and exit. Oh, and of course, for those perishables, the fridge. Taking a quick mental snapshot of these zones in your space right now is absolutely crucial because it provides the anchor points for everything else we're going to talk about today.
Moving right along to Section 2, answering the customer, the core encounter.
And this brilliantly illustrates the core conflict from the customer's perspective. When a customer actually approaches you, their question is almost always going to take one of two forms based on whether they're looking for a single item or multiple items. It's that universally familiar moment of panic, right? They're staring at you and you're desperately trying to remember the word for honey. Well, they'll either ask, where is the honey? So a singular item. Or they'll ask, where are the newspapers? A plural item. Recognizing this tiny difference between is and are is your ultimate cue for how to respond.
Notice how our response structure divides perfectly here based on that. If the customer is looking for just one item, where is the honey? We have to start our answer with it is, followed by the location. It is on the counter. But if they ask for multiple items, where are the newspapers? We just shift that response to they are, followed by the location. They are next to the door. It's such a simple structural switch, but mastering this it is versus they are immediately makes your English sound confident and totally natural.
Okay, on to Section 3, the pointing words, touch distance versus point distance.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it physically anchors the grammar directly to your body. It all depends on distance. Are we close enough to literally touch the item, or do we have to point it at it across the room? Let's look at the singular items. If it's right there at touch distance, we say this, like this shirt here. But if we have to point across the room, it becomes that bottle over there. Make sense? Now for plural items. Multiple items you can touch, you use these apples here. Multiple items far away, use those boxes on the top. Our physical distance from the product literally dictates the word we choose. It's basically grammar in motion.
Which brings us to Section 4, pinpointing with prepositions, the exact location.
Think of prepositions of place as the ultimate zoom-in tool for your shop's geography. Now that we've pointed out the object, these are the crucial little words we use to guide the customer's eyes to the exact precise position of an item. So, the crucial point is that using these specific positional words completely eliminates any remaining customer confusion. Let's walk through them really quick. We use on for surfaces, so the milk is on the shelf. We use in for enclosed spaces, it is in the fridge. Under is for beneath something, the extra stock is under the counter. Then we have relational words, right? Next to tells them what it's beside. The bread is next to the cakes. Between places it right in the middle of two things. The sugar is between the coffee and the tea. And then there's my personal favorite for when the customer is just looking the completely wrong way, behind. The changing rooms are behind you.
To cap off those prepositions, we've got these brilliant directing phrases. These act as the perfect finishing touches for giving directions in your aisles. You can say, it's over there, to point generally. You can specify on the right or on the left. If an item is way deep in the store, just tell them it's at the back. If they're already looking at a shelf, guide their eyes vertically with on the top shelf or on the bottom shelf. And hey, if it's just too complicated to explain, simply use the magic phrase, follow me please.
Let's move to our final stretch and see how this all builds together. Section 5, the point and walk rule, elevating your service. So here is an insider retail pro tip that goes way beyond just an English lesson. It flat out guarantees a wonderful customer experience. The point and walk rule states that in a small neighborhood shop, it is always more polite to walk a little bit with the customer rather than just pointing from behind your counter. You don't even have to walk the whole way. Just step out and say, "Let me show you. It's just over here." I'm telling you, it's incredibly welcoming and it immediately puts the customer at ease.
And to execute that rule perfectly while you're walking with them, we just need to contrast these two final location words. Use here to describe your current, immediate location, and use there for literally any other location you're walking towards or pointing at. So let me show you. It's just over there. It's simple, it's functional, and it works every time.
All right, we have covered the structure, the pointing words, the precise prepositions, and that golden rule of walking with your customer. A great way to lock this all in is a quick practice challenge. I want you to literally point to 5 different items in your own space right now and test these out loud. This is here. Those are there. These are on the shelf. Give it a try. But as you master the geography of your current shop, I want you to think about something. How much might your entire business grow once language is no longer a barrier, but actually a bridge to connecting with brand new customers? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer today, and hey, happy selling.